Hi, I'm Chris Haigh and this is the Fiddle channel, and today we're going to play Miss Molly. Miss Molly is a terrific Western swing song written by Cindy Walker, who wrote a lot of songs for Bob Wills. I think over 50 of her songs were recorded by Bob Wills, including Cherokee Maiden, Bubbles in My Beer, Sugar Moon and lots of others. And if you look her up in Wikipedia, she has a very interesting story. She was very young, a teenager, when she started writing songs, and she persuaded her parents. They happened to be in Hollywood and they happened to be driving past a record company, and she told them, Mum and Dad, to stop the car, and she ran out and went and found the executive she needed and said, I've got some songs for you. Ran out to the car again, got her mother to come in and play piano while she pitched her songs, and amazingly she did it. She got some songs recorded and took off from there. Recorded by Bob Wills and then by Spade Cooley and by Tex Williams, and most recently by Riders in the Sky. And there's a video of them playing with them, a solo from Mark O'Connor. And this was a request for someone and they wanted the Mark O'Connor solo. So I'm going to give you first the basic simple melody, second the Mark O'Connor intro, which is fairly straightforward, and then Mark O'Connor's solo, which is really tricky, but I'll try and make some sense of it. So let's start off with the basic melody, and the melody could be even more basic than this, but basically I have transcribed it as sung on the Riders in the Sky version, but you could probably straighten this out a bit more. But here's the basic melody. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, it's a bit too slow like that, and it needs a bit of swing and it needs some double stops. So staying close to what we've just got, we could do... And that is something like the very simplest solo that you could do, something like that. You could give it a lot more shuffle. Like that, depending on what else is going on in the background. That may or may not be appropriate. Now let me give you Mark O'Connor's intro. So I'll give you this fairly slow to start with. So he's taken most of the solo from the melody, particularly the first half. The second half it goes off a bit, as you'd expect. But there's quite a lot more syncopation in at the beginning. 1, 2, 3, 4. So what have we got there? That bit of syncopation is nice. Down, down, ba, down, boom. That's nice syncopation as well. Now a phrase like this, where you've got 3 crotchets all anticipated, I like to do as up bows. Now this is a nice simple lick. We're going from an A to a fourth finger octave harmonic. So you're just sliding it down. And then we're going down a scale. That's kind of what's implied to start with. Now what's he done there? He's done what you might call a bebop scale. So he's added an extra chromatic note in order to arrive on a strong note at the place where he wants one. So that was kind of the target note of this riff. And then... So let's hear that with the backing at a moderate tempo. Okay, so I think maybe that intro is worth learning because it's a really good way of phrasing the melody. Now, his solo is difficult and baffling, but I think it's worth pursuing. It's worth looking through to find out what is going on and what there is valuable that we can use. There's a lot of chord substitution going on here, which I will try and explain. But first of all, let's just go through the whole thing really slowly. So we start in the bar before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So I'm sure I lost most of you probably by bar 2, and I'm not blaming you for that one bit. So what is going on? I'm pretty certain that the band would not have rehearsed this in advance, so they would not have decided exactly what chords they were going to play. So Mark O'Connor was just doing it as he felt it. So we got bar line. So that's another of these bebop scale things where he's adding a chromatic note in order to get to the G where he wanted it. And then what's happening here? C sharp, B flat, G, D. What he's done is he's substituted a G diminished chord. That's G diminished, and he's going to do this quite a few times, either over the G chord or over the C7 chord. And I'll demonstrate this again a little bit later. That's another bebop scale with a chromatic note. That again is a G diminished. That's the same thing we heard in the intro. A slide from the harmonic down to the G. Again, part of that scale. Okay, this is pretty hard. This is triplets. B flat, G, E, D, B flat, A, G, E, A. again, it's mostly variations around that scale. Here again, the diminished, followed by the chromatic. Now the weirdest thing of all is where he adds in a D, instead of the D7 chord to G, he has substituted a G sharp. And I'm fingering this 2, 4, 1, 4 and 1. And then it's difficult to hear exactly what's happening there, but it's kind of a scale back down to G. So, bit of a nightmare, but I'm going to try and play this at that slow tempo with the backing. Yeah, it sort of fell apart at the end, but you get the idea. So my recommendation is that you learn a few things from this solo, namely, learn the G diminished scale and then use bits of it and stick them in either over the G or the C7 chord. Learn that bit of chromatic scale, which he uses quite a lot. I don't recommend that you do that because the whole thing will just fall apart. But I'm going to play you out with a solo which incorporates those ideas but does not copy the solo, and I think you'll agree that is the best approach. I'm not saying this wasn't a brilliant solo, because it was. It's just that to understand it or replicate it is next to impossible. If you would like a copy of the sheet music of the basic version, the straightforward Mark O'Connor intro and the very unstraightforward solo, you can email me. I will send you a PDF of all those three. And I'll play you out with a few times around, and hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching. See you again soon.